Hi, my name's Abbott Brown. I'm an attorney. I handle medical malpractice cases. When I have a nurse consultant work with me, there are certain things that are really very important. I want a detailed history, almost like a doctor would take a medical history. Important to get the facts, including stuff like pre-existing conditions, age. It doesn't help me to evaluate a case if I don't know how old the client is. I want the nurse to focus on what's really relevant. I have limited amount of time. I don't want a 20-page memo if a 5-page memo will do. I don't want a discussion of the extraneous circumstances. I'm looking for someone who can focus on the relevant issues and keep it somewhat short and simple. The shorter that contains all of the information, the better. I also expect and hope that the person would explain any unusual medical conditions. I know a lot of medicine, but I don't know as much as a physician or a nurse. So if there are times when there's something that's a little out of the ordinary, I know what a herniated disc is, but there may be conditions I don't know, and I don't want to have to go to the medical dictionary to look them up. What I'm looking for is something that I can use to evaluate the case, I can use to help me discuss the case with my experts, and I can use that will help me when I'm taking depositions. That's what I'm looking for.
Hi, my name is Doug Rosebart. I am a physician attorney. I've been practicing law probably about 15 years or so, and I do a lot of medical malpractice, automobile, and other personal injury type work. In my field, we use experts all the time, including nurse experts on any number of things, including nurse malpractice and for pain and suffering, those types of reports. One of the things that I'm going to talk to you about is just what's in that report. It's very important that the reports contain the language that's needed by the attorney, depending on the state of the jurisdiction, that language, because if it doesn't contain the right language, in effect, the report may be not only worthless, but the whole testimony could get thrown out of court, leading to basically big problems for the attorney, and the client may not have a case. Critical terms are deviation, if there's a malpractice case, that the nurse standard of care fell below accepted standards, which is the average nurse in the field, not necessarily what the nurse expert would do, but what the standard of care, the average person in the field would do under the same or similar situations. The other issue we commonly deal with is causation, A causing B, and the common language is reasonable degree of medical probability, which only means more likely than not. But without that language there, the whole report could fall apart. Another thing, if you're doing a malpractice case, is you need to say what was done that shouldn't have been done, or what wasn't done that should have been done. When you put all the things together, you also have to know about the jurisdiction, what the requirements are. Here in New Jersey, an expert needs to talk about what materials they reviewed in preparing a report, in any type of report, even if it's a pain and suffering report. Give a synopsis of their credentials, that they went to school here and have this type of experience. Talk about what happened in the case, and then give their opinions, again with the important language, which you probably should talk to the attorney prior to writing the report, trying to figure out exactly what language is necessary, or do some research on your own so that everything can go together and we can do depositions and then trial testimony if necessary.